So they'll be calling you a radical. A real important video. So, twofold. The Pope has made a statement just now on nuclear energy. Now, stay with me. In Japan, the Christian community was started on the backs of the bombs. The Christian community was started at Nagasaki. This is a real important video, historic video. And then Jeff Bezos' baby. Now, Bezos owns the Washington Post. Now, if you don't know how Jeff Bezos came to be, Jeff Bezos' father was a Los Alamos nuclear physicist charged with statutory rape of his 14-year-old mother. That's not his real last name. I mean, it's the same old thing. Same with Bill Eugenics Gates. So, real important. So, the Christian community, as I reported a long time ago, and Bezos' paper, all these papers, New York Times, freaking CBS, Foxconn News, Operation Foxconn, refused to report that the Christian community has come together worldwide, to call for a ban on all nuclear energy. Now, this is spit in the face at the scumbags called ICANN, plowshares, all these fake anti-nuclear activists, which are dirtbags. They're funded by the nuclear industry. You know, Busby, all of them. I can prove it. Remember, they've said for years, ICANN won a Nobel Prize for saying, but remember, Sweden has 6 reactors. Ask the Danes. So, now who fought with Hitler? Sweden? Oh, yeah. So, stay with me. So, real important. They come out with a piece. It's a magnificent piece saying the eco chain has broken in the Pacific Ocean. And of course they they won't use the F word, tag it climate change, which nuclear energy is climate change. So they say, come out 7 years, it's well written, it's documented, it says everything that Kevin Blanchard says verbatim, word for word, that I hypothesized 8 years ago. Now, you know, 8 years ago today, I was going in and out of a coma in a bone marrow transplant center full of leukemia. 6 years ago today, everybody went to nuclear reactors and we did the Post-Ignorance Project and we protested against nuclear energy. I was at Livermore Thanksgiving. You know, oh boy, talk about creepy. Me and Heather and I had Thanksgiving at the only thing open. We had bought some organic nuts at a 7-Eleven. You know, and so, what a journey, what a fight. So, what if God was one of us, just a slob like one of us, a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home like a holy rolling stone. The Pope, he's not in Rome, he's in Japan. So I want to say thank you to the activists. I had a long conversation with my friend. We Skyped last night in Japan. So I have to do it through the university's software because we have firewalls. The trolls and the rats try to get us. Same with her over there. They're locking them up. She says we can get no word on Rakata Iki whatsoever. I'm hoping maybe the Pope can step in on, I mean, of all people, the pedophile protector. Yes, I get all that. I'm talking about people. The Christian community's always been against nuclear. Strike that. This is big. The Christian community's always been pro-nuclear energy. Ask plowshares. And I'm going to be talking to Megan Rice about this, you know, because Megan Rice, you know, who I did so much work, I'm friends with her at the Peace Vigil. You know, she comes to the Peace Vigil. You know, her and I are friends. You know, how do you think she got out of prison? I'm the guy who started that petition. So she's always did statements, oh, we're not against nuclear, the technology, we're just going to... That's reversed, and this is important. This is historic as hell. They're coming out against nuclear energy for the first time. We're talking, we're only talking a couple billion people. The Muslim community's always been against it. Always, always. I mean, the agnostics, they've been against it, you know. So what a bridging thing. I mean, so it's a beautiful article written on the Post, but let's remember, they won't use the F word. Won't use the fucking F word. So, but this is not per se the Pope. He's been forced into position. So the Japanese victims of Fukushima, they turned out in force yesterday. 1,800 of the hardcore. Now, they risked their lives doing what I do, so do I. You know, stand up, strip me and my PH, take everything from me because I stood up to the nuclear energy crime syndicate. They came out in force. Right in his face. The main bishop over there in Japan, right in the Pope's face. And, I mean, he forced the Pope into this position. The Pope made a statement about when he was a child, his mom and dad in South America, because there's nobody more anti-nuclear than the, I mean, he forced the Pope into this position. The Pope made a statement about when he was a child, his mom and dad in South America, because there's nobody more anti-nuclear than the, I mean, he forced the Pope into this position. The Pope made a statement about when he was a child, his mom and dad in South America, because there's nobody more anti-nuclear than so-called Hispanic, Latino, the brown community, the South Americans. You go to Mexico. You haven't seen anti-nuclears. Go any up, go down to Argentina. Go all the way. He says his mom and dad cried when they were shot. Well, everybody cried. I will quote Hoover, and not that dirtbag J. Edgar and Jill Stein's fucking KGB daddy. No, not those fuckers. I will quote J. Edgar. No. Herbert Hoover. After they drop it. Nothing revolts my... Edgar Hoover. Or, excuse me. Herbert Hoover. The supposedly radical right-winger. And the lefty. The furthest left president we ever had? Oh, that'd be Kennedy. The furthest right president we had, especially in the last 100 years, that'd be Hoover. They said they made the exact same statements against nuclear energy. This is not left, right, bipartisan, black, white. This should be the issue that joins us together. Fukushima's killing us all, and Monsanto bears fucking company, and Trump's a dirtbag rat supporting these fuckers. So is Obama. Again, same fucking team. Nuke the earth. Barry Antoinette Obama and Trump, the handoff. Abi's puppets on a leash, right? And Abi, that dirtbag motherfucker, should be fucking... I mean, talk about... We should have a tribunal at The Hague. You know, talk about crimes against humanity, and talk about Kevin Blanch, me oh my, fucking Nobel Prize. You have no clue my journey and my fight, what I've done and what I put up with. Cost me everything, almost my life. Hoover. To indiscriminately murder women and children. It's never happened in, it's quoted in his short version, but his long. Never in the history of warfare. The Romans, and he goes all the way back and he rants and rants. It revolts my soul. You can look up the quote and they'll show the short version. The indiscretion and murder of women and children revolts my soul, but he went on a long rant. I will go back to Dorothy Day, and this is for Megan Rice and Plowshares. You guys say anything? Dorothy Day was an anti-nuclear energy. So was Dr. King, Martin Luther King, all of them. What the fuck happened? This is historic. It's big. And this article in the Washington Post, remember, Bezos' father was a nuclear physicist at Los Alamos who raped his mother. Look it up. It's very controversial. Who is he really? I still say he's from A's baby. Oh, you conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy. There's nothing conspiracy about Fukushima. Fukushima's fucking blown up. They covered it up and pushed it in the ocean. That's where you're confused. Anything they don't like, they just throw in a conspiracy. So it's a beautiful piece, the Washington Post, but what if God was one of us? We're all God's children. All of us. I don't care what God you pray to. I don't care if you're an atheist, agnostic, whatever the gods there be. Those powers there be. We're all God's children. This is powerful stuff. Thank you to the activists in Japan that showed up in his face. And thank you to the Christian community in Japan. I mean, remember, the Buddhist community's always been against this. Prime Minister, ex-Prime Minister of Japan, who I know personally. I asked him in Delmar, well, you're the one that built up the nuclear energy crime syndicate in Japan. Now you're hardcore against them. The U.S. CIA made me do it. We have it on film. Because the YouTube video is Mighty in the Sword. Wow, what a historic fucking time. And you're all asleep. You're all in fucking La-La-ville because you've been socially engineered to a cattle shoot by Operation Foxconn News. How'd they do it this time? How did they do it? How'd they get us? One by Jetstream, two by cable TV. Kevin, Paul Revere, fucking Blanche. First they come for the craftsman.